Yeah, this is a story we've told a lot to a lot of different recruits, and why Utah State. We'd lived in Utah for a long time, obviously a great family spot. I had been up here one time to visit the previous coach, Grayson DuBose, and this is so beautiful, driving through that canyon, coming out. It's just this amazing spot. Thinking, wow, this would be a great place to raise a family.
The way he spoke about what we could be here, he talked about the football team had just sent Jordan Love to the Packers in the first round, and the basketball team had just won a couple conference championships.
This was an environment where, okay, you can get talent to come here, and we can win championships at the highest levels. And then I remember Googling Utah State, and a video of the herd came up. I believe that we will win, a video from a basketball game. You know, it's a whiteout. All the fans are just chanting this, you know, I believe that we will win. And I remember just getting tingles thinking, man, this is gonna be such a great spot to showcase women's volleyball. And we just had a vision of what we could build and what we could grow.
At the beginning, I would say it was a little bit rocky.
It wasn't a great start for them, and it wasn't honestly what they had expected probably.
He just said that we don't have to be good right in this moment or right when the first whistle blows, but we want to be good towards the end of the game, whether it's at point 15 or point 25.
Rob and Chloe made it very clear that their expectations were to build a winning program. They were coming in and they were rebuilding pretty much, right, as most new coaches do. And so you're gonna come into a program that's, you know, not awesome, but we're rebuilding it to be, you know, the best in the Mountain West and to be the best team that Utah State has seen.
You know, obviously they were coming off a tough year in 2019, 2-28. They were somewhere around 300 in RPI, which is the national rankings for volleyball.
My impressions of the team was, man, we've got a lot of work to do. But it was fun to watch them get better and make a lot of improvements. Our first match wasn't until February of 2021. And we had trained so long and so hard, and it was probably like tenfold the amount of training that they had ever done before. And so by the time we had our first match, they had so much belief.
The 4 best teams, the 4 or 5 best teams in the whole conference, the first 8 matches of the season. And so for us, it was, you know, oh my goodness, you know, we've worked so hard, where have we gotten to? We played that Wyoming team really tough, a team that was picked to finish near the top of our conference. We probably should have won in 3, made some mistakes early in the second game, and then just kind of ran out of gas and maybe ran out of confidence.
And they were really good. Like, they returned a lot of seniors. They had been winning. We ended up losing that game in 5.
And after losing that game, we say it probably took 2 weeks for us to get team morale back from, oh my gosh, it's just gonna happen to us again. It's gonna be the same as it was last year. We've worked so hard and we lost. You know?
We grinded, we were lifting, we were running, we were doing this, and it's like, we're gonna go through another 2-28 season.
Is it just gonna be the same as it was? And, you know, kind of this depression set in, or this reality set in.
Adapting to a new system, Rob's system it's very different, but it's very efficient. And I think it took us a little bit to buy into that. Losing that many games straight, like, it's tough mentally, and especially with all of us not playing with each other, and we're still trying to find like that team camaraderie and connection.
I don't know, man. We were getting better at volleyball, but certainly we weren't necessarily winning yet. And yeah, we had lost that first night. Rob and I are walking out of the tunnel together, and we're both are just walking in silence. Like, we have nothing that we're even talking about. And Rob just turns to me and he goes,
yeah, just, man, this is so tough. This is so miserable for these women.
Yeah, this is. And I don't think either one of us had really been on a program that had lost so much, especially like 5 in a row or wherever we were at in that season.
He was just like, what are we gonna do? Is this what we're gonna want our season to be about? He was handing us one for sure. And I remember that we just were so done losing that we wanted to win that game so bad and wanted to change that year, and I think we did.
And then we came out and miraculously won. You know, the team gritted it out and found a way to be great in tough moments. which was really cool, and I think a hallmark for that group, and something that we hung our hat on, was that they were really good and really competitive in tough moments, and that was a big shift from where they had been the year before.
My outlook at the end of that season is that we wanted more and that we were capable of so much more.
And then we just went to work, okay, we got to get a little bit better in a lot of different ways.
Which I think we did, and that was kind of a sentiment of a lot of the coaches, of opposing team coaches that we played. We'd come in for practice the night before a match, and they would be like, man, you guys are just getting better every single week.
We just kind of adopted that here. Let's just get a little bit better in 1,000 different ways, and then let's see what happens. Grow this slowly into something special. And it was amazing how quickly all of those little gains and that focus on just improving a little bit in so many different ways, those things just aggregated together and made a bigger difference faster than I would have hoped.